I've spent the last 3 weeks with a professional hitting coach, and here are my 3 biggest takeaways. Coach Ray Ortega has been working with me. He was previously a coach in the San Francisco Giants organization, and he really knows his stuff. Here are my 3 biggest takeaways over the past few weeks working with a professional coach. Number 1, when we are hitting off of the tee versus live batting practice, it should look very different, okay? What a lot of us do is try and make mechanical adjustments off of live BP. Like you're hitting, you just rolled over, you're like, okay, I need to fix this, I need to now work on the inside, get my foot down earlier and all. We have all these thoughts in batting practice, and that's not the time, okay? When I say batting practice, I mean hitting on the field off of a coach. Now, when you're hitting off of the tee, that is when you make those mechanical adjustments. If the ball is stationary, then it's okay for us to work on our mechanics and positioning and all of that stuff. But once the ball is moving, the most important thing for us as a hitter is our timing. So if you're hitting BP, throw your mechanics out the window, focus on your timing. And this leads me to my second takeaway, which has to do with timing. And this is that your approach is what sets your timing. Here's what this means. Let's say you're taking batting practice again, okay? And your approach is to drive the ball to the opposite field. That's what you're working on, okay? Now your approach will now be middle away. That's the pitch that you're looking for. And because that is your approach, your timing will align to your approach. So what we should be working on in BP is setting our approach so that we can get on time. So it's crucial for us as a hitter to focus up during batting practice so that our approach will set our timing and we can be on time over and over again. I'm going to add one more thing onto this that we should be doing during BP. Not only should we have an approach that's going to be setting our timing or looking for a nice circle, right? Just like in MLB The Show, you have a circle that you're trying to hit with. Same thing in batting practice. You set your circle, that approach sets your timing. One more thing to add on to that, to correct between swings, all we do is correct up to down. What that can look like is, oh, I just got on top of the ball. Okay, I'm gonna hit the next ball in the air. Oh, I just hit a line drive. Perfect, I'm gonna do the same thing again. So we stick with our approach throughout the entirety of the BP round, but we correct pitch to pitch based on height. By doing this over the course of a season in batting practice, it will eventually hone in our swings to where we are very precise. So that leads us to the third big takeaway that I've gotten from this coach, and that is tunneling. Now, I've talked about this a little bit in the previous points, but tunneling is basically that circle that we think of when we think of MLB The Show when we're hitting. Now, I know that tunneling is also a thing in pitching that's used, right? Where someone say fastball and slider start at the same arm slot, but then the slider breaks off. I'm not talking about the pitching kind of tunneling. What I'm talking about is tunneling as a hitter. I want you as a hitter to imagine that there is a tunnel that they need to throw the ball to in order for you to swing. This is something that helps tremendously with pitch selection, okay? Once you get familiar with seeing a ball coming at the same trajectory and that is the pitch that you swing at, once you get comfortable with that, it's gonna help you be more selective, and the more selective you are to your own approach, the more on time you will be, the more damage you will do to pitches. Tunneling is so crucial because we as a hitter, yeah, we probably can hit this ball up here. We probably can put this ball in play down here. But oftentimes we shouldn't want to. If it's early in the count, we should be looking for something very specific that we can drive and get on base with. There have been plenty of times in my career where my biggest issue was not that I was missing the ball. The biggest issue was that I was hitting too many balls that were not in my sweet spot, and so I ended up hitting the ball weak contact right at somebody. I just mentioned this in a video, but it's better to be down 0-1 in the count than to be down 0 for 1 sitting on the bench after you rolled over on a bad pitch. These are my 3 biggest takeaways from the first 3 weeks, and we're just getting started. We already have it. We have a full season ahead of us. So I'm excited to take you along the journey, and as always, I'm Coach RAC. Let's grow.